The next review I'd like to do is on the CREE LED light bulbs, the 60 watt and the 40 watt. These are both towards the warm yellow spectrum. They do have a bright white one that's also 60 watt equivalent, but that was not in stock at Home Depot. I actually heard about these first on Pandora, and that's why I actually went to Home Depot to take a look. These are suitable for damp locations, but not outdoors. So that means if you want to put it in your basement, that's fine. Just don't put it outside. The 40 watt equivalent is 450 lumens, and it uses only 6 watts, and it cost $9.97. So let's take a look. Now this feels a little odd, where the rest of them feel like glass, and this is still hard glass. It's got like this plastic coating that feels like gel over the top of it. So let's take a look on how this looks. Now the overhead light we're using is the Sylvania 800 watt bulb. So you can tell this is actually, I can notice right away, it's got a very yellow tinge to it. So it's very warm. Other than that, it's very much equivalent to every other 450 lumen bulb I've seen. It throws off a good amount of light in all directions. So I would say, especially for lamps and things like that, or if you've got more than one fixture in a room, this throws off plenty of light, and it's only, what did I say again? 6 watts. So most of the other bulbs I look at actually use like 13. So you could use 2 of these to use the same amount of electricity, and it does light up a good area, and it was less than $10. So I've heard some things, I've seen some things with CREE being an industrial LED producer. So it should be interesting to see how long this lasts. On the package, it says equivalent to about 22.8 years based on 3 hours a day. So that's pretty much the same as most other LED light bulbs that I have seen. So we'll see how it lasts, but it does throw light in a good direction, but it is very yellow. So if you want a more white light, you might want to go for their bright white light instead of this one. Let's take a look now at the 60 watt equivalent. Now this uses 9.5 watts, so it's still less than the 13 that most of the other bulbs that I've been reviewing use. And this one cost $12.97. So it's still very inexpensive. The bright white one is $13.97 if I remember correctly. They are available online as well as in-store in Home Depot. So this has much the same hue. I would say slightly less yellow. I would say this is a little bit more noticeable as far as the yellow tinge goes than some of the other ones that I've reviewed. That if you look at the little scale they use, it says it's only at 2700K as far as light appearance, and they've all got this little sliding scale that doesn't really mean much to me, except for that's blue, or that's yellow at that end and blue on that end. And if I look at the GM one, which is another review I have up, this is only 3000K, and it was, you could see a little bit of yellow tinge, but for me, with the CREEs, the yellow is a little bit more noticeable. Personally, that doesn't bother me at all. You get used to the slight variation very quickly. And this is very bright. it says the 800 lumens, and our overhead light is 830, I think, so very much about the same. Very good light, throws off in all directions. So either of those lights, very inexpensive, come from a industry that has been producing LEDs for a long time for industrial applications. So I have high expectations, and we'll see how long these bulbs last.